And once you've nicely uh, smoothened it out, you know it's adhered to the surface, then you peel off. And this is where I realize that I've messed up. I like a good challenge. When I saw this box at Bangalore Hunts, I knew I had to get it. It was put aside waiting for the carpenter to come and refinish it. But I liked it the way it was because I wanted to refinish it, so I got it. The finish on this thing was really beat up. I don't know what kind of finish they had done, but it really looked pretty starved. I like that it has a little drawer and then it has a surface on top because I want it on my dressing because I keep losing the safety pins and scrunchies and all of that. So this piece is going to hold that. So one evening I had my YouTube on and I started to work on my little box. The first thing I'm going to do is to sand the finish off or whatever is left out of it. Now, this box I realized was a teakwood box. Remember in the previous video, I told you if you don't know how to identify teakwood, just scrape it out and then smell it. It's going to give you, teakwood will give you a nice sweet scent, and that's how you know it is teakwood. It could probably be different kinds of teakwood, but I know this was teakwood. So, the first step always is to get the finish off the surface. The top was okay. The drawer was really in bad shape. I was using a 220 grit sandpaper, which did not do much at all. After sanding for an eternity, I realized there was hardly any difference. So, what I did was in my stash, I found a 100 grit um, roll. 100 grit is really rough and grainy. So, I used a 100 grit on the drawer to get this patchy finish off. It kind of took it off almost. So after I sanded it with the 100 grit, I also sanded it with a finer paper so that the surface is not very rough. And it sort of did the job, I think. It wasn't looking too bad. Now, once I had cleaned it and wiped it with a wet rag, I'm going to use this Permateak stain. This is from a company called Sheenlag. I've used this stain in the previous video on the frames. So I'm going to use the same stain and bring some life back into the stick wood box. So the method to do this is simple. Pour a little bit of stain into a little container and use a sponge, or you can use a lint-free cloth, and dip it and squeeze it out so that the excess is gone. And then you just rub the stain in one direction. You can see that a nice, beautiful teakwood color is coming on. I can already imagine this box being really, really beautiful. So if you get a little excess stain in places, you just have to rub over it and remove the excess. Here it is, the first coat done. Now on to the drawer front. If you expose teak wood to the weather, which means it's in a place which gets wind, air, rain, moisture and all that, teak wood generally tends to become ashy. You can see like a light gray color forming on it. It doesn't actually go bad. Teak wood is one real hard wood. It doesn't go bad, but yes, the finish on it sort of starts to fade. The first coat is done for this box and I love how this looks. It has a little bit of dents on the top, and this is how my fingers look after the stain. I'm a left-hander, so I stain with left. So my left hand fingers are always stained with something, paint, stain, whatever. Here I am doing the second coat and you can see the rich brown color coming through. Now where the vertical meets the horizontal, it's difficult to get stain into those edges. So for that place, I'm going to use a brush, dip it into the stain a little bit and then just run the brush along that line so that the stain sort of seeps into it. Now here, there is a possibility that it will get a little more darker in those areas. So I'm going to let that be because I like those light and dark patches in the wood. I don't like a even factory finished finish. So yeah, you can see probably not, it's not very visible. Here you go. You can see that right at that corner, there's a little bit of um, stain that hasn't gone through. And I'm just gonna brush a little bit there, and there we have it. Depending on the weather, you have to wait a minimum of 30 minutes before um, you put the second layer of stain on. So for the final finish of this one, I'm using a sheen lac water-based wood polish in matte. If you've been following my content, you know I've used this product on my chessboard table. The instructions are always there on the bottle, on the product itself. So it says that you can put 30 to 40% water, potable water, and um, thin it down and then brush it. So here I have it. I have added the water. Now I'm going to mix it together and then apply an even coat on top of um, on everywhere, actually, not just on top, but the top is going to get maybe several layers, 3 or 4 different layers, because I need a solid finish on top, because things will be kept on it. The sides maybe 2 coats or maximum 3 coats. You see how thin the finish is. It's looks very milky, but it's going to dry transparent. So what I'm doing here is applying it in a single direction, and I'm going to spread the excess out and ensure a nice even coat on the top surface. I did the top first because the top is going to get again multiple layers. So here is the top, and then I did the sides and everything off camera. I wanted to see if I will be able to capture the drying on camera. So here is a time lapse of it drying, turning from milky to transparent. So here we are after about 3 or 4 coats on the top and a couple of coats on the side. It looks really beautiful. The rich color of the Burma teak stain really looks beautiful on this box. What the stain actually does is it raises the grain of the wood and doesn't camouflage it. Here at the back where it's not fully finished, the wood is not planed, you can see the grains. For inside the drawer, I have an idea. So I didn't stain it, I didn't finish it, but the top, the sides, and everything, it's ready for its next step. Something that looks really beautiful on wood, on teak wood, are decals. These Indian kalamkari parrots are from Trovecraft, India. Nayantara sent me this pair, and I think I'm going to use one of it because I know it looks beautiful. I've done this before. So I'm going to paste this little bird on one side. Decals are very easy to apply and look absolutely stunning, especially on wooden surfaces. They generally made to use on the wall, but then I think I've used them on everything else other than walls. So we're going to paste this parrot here today. So once you position the decal where you want, you have to peel it off and then start pasting it from one side, just so that there are no air bubbles, and then start to smooth it out with a credit card. And once you've nicely uh, smoothened it out, you know it's adhered to the surface, then you peel off. And this is where I realize that I've messed up. So the last coat of the finish on the box surface happened about an hour ago from here, and ideally I should have let it dry overnight for it to really cure. I got too impatient and did this process, and here we are. Just, it's salvageable. I hope so. So since the top layer had not fully cured, it peeled off the layers and also took the stain along with that. So I have to go through the same process, add little bit of stain in those areas and then refinish it. So this is also a lesson on what happens if it doesn't cure 100%. When I'm doing work on site, I tell them not to touch a piece of furniture for at least a full day, like 24 hours. Just leave it alone and don't touch it, so that whatever finish is on it cures 100%. So looks like I have managed to salvage this a little bit. The biggest part which peeled off, I may have to go back in with a little brush and stain and redo that part, but otherwise the smaller bits have been covered. Now I have to wait for this to dry for half an hour and then do a complete finish on top. I did the final layer of polish on top, including on top of the decal, and this is how it turned out. Oh, but before that, let's look at how it was before and after the makeover. This is how it looks.